and put the ball across the goal line. So at days we're perplexed, but we shouldn't be in despair. It seems to be no way to make this, but God makes a way for us. So there's some days we might be pressed down, but we're not pinned, because God's helping us. There's no way out, no way through it, but God makes a way. And then Paul, he goes on and he says that we are persecuted, but not forsaken. We are persecuted. We are put down. We are suffering in some way. People are going against us. We are persecuted, but God hasn't forgotten us or left us. Paul here's talking about a race. Basically, he's saying that we are in a race, and we might be falling behind, but we're not quitting. We're not falling out of the race. I don't know if any of you remember Jim Ryan, one of the premier runners in the United States. I think he was one of the first ones to break the 4-minute mile. Can y'all imagine running a mile in less than 4 minutes? I can't even get down an aisle in Walmart in under 4 minutes. I mean, just the way you have to go. Jim Ryan, one of the racers. You know how they go. They all start. They're spread out. And then the distance runners, as they start, and they all crowd into that one lane on the inside of the track. And they're running. So Jim Ryan running in this race, all of a sudden, somebody missteps, boom. They hit, they trip up, people start falling. And Jim Ryan was one of them. He got up and you can see the blood streaming down his leg because these runners wear cleats, running cleats. One of those runners had cut the side of his calf and you could see it. Now, there was probably 6 or 8 runners that went down in this group. And some of them just literally stood up and walked off the track. Jim Ryan got up, he looked at his leg, and he started running. And he kept running in the race. Did he win the race? Wouldn't that have been a good ending? But he didn't. He didn't win, but he finished the race. He was out. He fell out, but he didn't quit. He fell down, but he did not quit. And there are days that we fall down, don't we? There are things in our lives that cause us to fall down. We think, how am I going to get through this? But you get up because God is giving you the ability to get up and keep going. The important thing is that you finish the race. In 1988, people thought it was a joke. The Winter Olympics in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. There was a team that went there to race in a bobsled from Jamaica, man. Really? From Jamaica. Any of y'all been to Jamaica? There is no snow in Jamaica. Now, we have snow in Africa every day where I live because we live at the foot of Kilimanjaro. Jamaican bobsled team. They couldn't, the story, some of the guys wanted to run in the Summer Olympics. They couldn't, they fell down. So they said, okay, let's go. And so they decided that they were going to race in the bobsled. And they did. The short story is they did. On their last run, people were laughing at them, but they started gaining respect as they raced. And then the last run, basically their sled had some issues because they had to get a new sled, and they didn't finish the race. But basically what happened was they got up on the track, and the captain of their team said, we have to finish the race. And they picked up their sled and walked to the finish line. Now, they went in a laughing stock, but the next Olympics they went back with respect because they finished the race. So there are times that we fall down, but we finish the race, and God enables us to do that. So Paul here, he's talking about we might get pressed. No, we will get pressed at times, but we're not pinned, we're not finished. And there's no way to make it, but God makes a way for us. And there are times when we are falling down, but we finish the race. And the last one he says that we are, basically he says, we are struck down, but not destroyed. Struck down, but not destroyed. And here he's referencing an event called boxing. And y'all boxed before? All right, you don't want to admit it? Okay, that's all right. He's talking about boxing. Y'all watch it on TV. It's an Olympic event. You see it where these guys are sitting there hitting each other. You're scoring points. But then what's happened, every so often one guy will throw a punch and the guy will go down, won't he? He'll fall down to the mat. And so what happens? The referee goes and he discerns the situation and he starts counting. And the guy has to get up before what? 10. That's right. So they can continue. And so that's what, they get knocked down, but they get back. Some of them get back up, some of them don't get back up, and they call it a knockout because if they can't get up. But this is what Paul is saying here, that at times we are knocked down. We're knocked down. I mean, you get the air knocked out of you and you're down. But Paul says we're not knocked down. We're not knocked out. We keep going. Because God enables us to do that in His power. I remember they made a lot of money on the movies about Rocky. Remember that? Rocky, Sylvester Stallone. And the third movie, he fights this guy named Clubber Lang, and we know him as Mr. T. And they just get to fighting, and basically Mr. T has already beaten Rocky one time, and they come for a rematch. And so, the nice little niceties that they exchange in the ring, and basically, Mr. T says, you should have never come back. He says, I'm going to take you out. And Rocky just looks at him and says, go for it. And that's all he would go for it. Anyway, if you saw the movie, will not give you a spoiler. I will not tell you how it ended, okay? But Paul here, talking about there are times when we do get knocked down, but we're not knocked out. We keep going because God enables us to do that. We might be pressed at times, but not pinned. We may, at times, there's no way visible, but God makes a way. At times we might fall out, we might fall down, but we get up and keep going. And at times we are knocked down, but we're not knocked out. We keep going. We see some people in the Bible. Joseph, he could have been knocked down and knocked out, sold into slavery, into Egypt, falsely accused of a crime, thrown into jail. But then God raises him up and puts him into second in command in Egypt. His brothers were afraid after Dad died that Joseph was going to take out a little bit of revenge because it was the brothers that sold him. And Joseph said, no, you meant this for evil, but God turned it into good. And now we can preserve a nation. In Isaiah chapter 49, Isaiah, God says, I have inscribed you in the palm of my hand. I have written you, your name, in the palm of my hand. And it says, the scripture says, and your walls are ever before me. In other words, God, on his hands, your name is there, and he sees your name, and you are ever before him. He knows who you are, and he cares for you. Now, our joke was in Tanzania before the technology came. Some of y'all do this now? I've got to remember that. Y'all write it on your hand? So our joke was, this is the East African Palm Pilot. You just write it right there, and that's it. We got it. But God told Isaiah, your name is inscribed in the palm of my hands. You're ever before me. I know who you are. And then you see in Ephesians chapter 3, verse 20. Now to him who is able to do above and beyond all that we ask or think, according to the power that works in us. Talking about God. Now to God who is able to do above and beyond all that we ask or think, according to the power that works in us. Not our own power, but the power working in us is the power of Jesus Christ. In Ephesians 3:20. Romans 8:28. All things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are called according to His purpose. Now that's tough at times to see how all these things work together for good, isn't it? And have you ever come to a situation, all right, God, how is this one going to work out for good? But it does. Now, it may not be immediate. It may be a while. It may be a while. It may be years before you see how it has worked out for good to those who love God, to those who are called according to His purpose. And that's the key. We focus on God, we obey, we follow Jesus Christ, and these things work out for good. They look bad at first, but they do work out. Let's bow our heads, please. There was a song that I heard several years ago. The gentleman's name is Domino. And he wrote this song after a particularly hard time in his life. And I'm just going to sing, basically it's like the chorus, but it resonated with these tough times that we go through where we can't see at times how God's working things out. But I just want to, as your heads are bowed and your eyes are closed, just want to just sing, it's like the chorus of this song. It's called God Will Make a Way. God will make a way where there seems to be no way. He works in ways we cannot see. He will make a way for me. He will be my guide. Hold me closely to His side. With love and strength for each new day. He will make a way. Maybe you're facing something in your life today that you don't know how you're going to make it. You cannot see the way out. But as this gentleman wrote in this song, God will make a way when there seems to be no way. And why don't now, as we are bowed in prayer, why don't you ask God, if you're in that situation, ask Him to show you and to make that way. Why don't you just ask Him right now? God has made that way for you. If you don't know Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, He's made that way to salvation. And I'm going to be standing right here. Karen's going to play that one more time through. If you'd like to come and pray, talk to me, find out how you can know the Lord, whatever you need, I'm going to be right here by this table down front, give you that opportunity to respond. For being here today. Remember all that I said before. Look at the bulletin. Lots of things going on. Pray for the North American missionaries this week. You have the prayer guide. Thank you for being here today. We're going to stand and we're going to be dismissed. have a good day and a week.